So good morning you all. Today we will see the working of SR latch with the help of NOR gate. Here S stands for set and R stands for reset. So this is also known as set reset latch, and we are making this latch with the help of a NOR gate. So first I will draw the circuit diagram of a SR latch using two NOR gate. So first we are drawing the circuit diagram. So we are taking two NOR gate. This is NOR gate 1 having two input, and this is NOR gate 2 having two inputs. Clear? For the NOR gate 1, the one input is R. For the NOR gate 2, one input is S. Output of the NOR gate 1 is Q. Output of the NOR gate 2 is Q bar. The feedback connection will be provided by Q bar is connecting to the one of the input of gate 1, and Q is connected to the one of the input of the gate 2. So this is the circuit diagram of the NOR SR latch. So before understanding the working of this latch, first we have to see the truth table of the NOR gate. As we know, for the two inputs there are four possible combinations: 0 0, 0 1, 1 0, 1 1. Now what we can see here, that it is very clear from this truth table, if any one of the input is 1, if any one input is 1, whatever may be the other input, it may be 0, it may be 1, output will always be 0. So if any of the input is 1, output always be 0, and if both the inputs are 0, output will be 1. Clear? Now we will understand the working of this latch with the help of truth table. We always understand the working of the latch or the flip-flop with the help of the truth table only. So we have to construct the truth table to understand the working of this latch. Truth table is nothing but the relation between the input and the output. So we are taking the inputs, the output, and the action of the flip-flop. Clear? So we know that we have two input S and R, so we can write the two inputs S and R, and the output will be, we know that flip-flop always store the output corresponding to Q, so we are taking as the output as Q, and now I am adding this suffix Qn plus 1. Why I have added this suffix, that I will explain it a little later, and this will show the action of that the flip-flop will perform. So as we have two inputs, the four possible conditions will be there: 0 0, 0 1, 1 0, 1 1. And we have to understand the working of this flip-flop, this latch, under these four possible cases. So before starting or before taking these four possible cases, first I have to clear this Qn plus 1. What is this Qn plus 1? So for this I will just explain. As we know, the Q is the output. Now we will consider two different terms. One is Qn, other is Qn plus 1. Clear? So as we know, if there some inputs are present, there will be some output corresponding to that input, and that output we will consider as Qn and Qn bar. So this output that already pre-existed with the flip-flop, with the latch or with the gate, the output that already stored in the gate is called the present state. This is the present state output. Clear? Because there is some input, because of this input there should be some output, and that is called the present state output. When this present state output feedback to the input, it will give a new output, and that new output is called the Qn plus 1. This is Qn plus 1 bar. So Qn plus 1 is called the next state output. It is called next state output. So Qn, which is already existed with the gate, and when this is feedback to the input, a new output is present, and that is called the Qn plus 1. So Qn is the present state output and Qn plus 1 is the next state output. Okay. So first we will start the working. We will start the working of this latch by taking the condition R is 0 and S is 0. Clear? If R is also 0, S is 0, we cannot conclude any output. Clear? So how this input condition will give the output? So for this, when both the inputs are 0, we have to pre-assume some output. We have to assume any data that is already stored in the latch. For example, we are taking, let's say Qn is 0 is pre-stored in the latch. Okay, then obviously Qn bar will be 1. So if this Qn is 0 is stored in the latch, this 0 will comes here due to feedback connection. 0 0, it will give 1, and this 1 comes here. So 1 and 0, if one input is 1, other is 0, the output will be 0. So what we have assumed? We have assumed that Qn is 0, and then we perform this feedback connection, and again Qn plus 1 comes out to be 0. So what we have assumed, exactly same we are getting after performing the circuit operation. So here the output, what it comes when both the inputs are 0, Qn plus 1 is same as the Qn. It is coming again 0, so it is same as Qn. So what the flip-flop will perform, what action it will perform? It will remain in the memory state. It will hold the memory value, or it will hold the value of the present state or present state. Whatever Qn you have assumed, if you can assume 0 or 1 as well, the same value will come in the next cycle. Clear? So the value will become Qn. Now the second case is, first I should erase this, and now the second input condition is when S is 0, R is 1. If S is 0, R is 1. Clear? Now we can see the truth table. If any of the input is 1, output of that gate will be 0. So here this is 1. Irrespective of this value, its output will be 0. This 0 comes here. When both the inputs are 0, output will be 1. So S is equal to 0, R equal to 1. It will switches the output to 0. And this state, whenever the output is comes out to be 0, that state is called the reset state. Now third input condition, when the S is 1 and R is 0. So when S is 1, R is 0. In that case, we know that any of the input is 1, that output, corresponding output will always be 0. When this 0 comes here, both the inputs are 0, output will be 1. So when S is 1, R is 0, output Q switches to 1. So this becomes 1, and whenever the output of flip-flop is 1, that state is said to be the set state. Clear? Now the last input condition, when both the inputs are 1. If both the inputs are 1, and we know that if any of the input is 1, output will always be 0. If this is 1, irrespective of this value, output will be 1. Same here, if this is 1, irrespective of this value, it will be when this is any of the input is 1, irrespective of this value, output will be 0. If 0 comes here, so 1 0, again the output comes to be 0. Clear? So in that case, the output, both the outputs are coming same, which violates the basic definition of flip-flop that Q must be the complement of Q bar. So this 1, in this condition 1 1, the flip-flop will not store any value and will write as cross. This set to be, flip-flop will don't care about this value 1 1, and this state is said to be the forbidden state of the latch. This is called the forbidden state, or sometimes you can call it as don't care condition. Okay, so this is the working of an OR SR latch. So basically when both the inputs are 0, it will remain in the memory state. When S is 0, R is 1, output is 0, it will be reset. When S is 1, R is 0, output is 1, and whenever the output is 1, it will be set. When both the conditions are 1, that state is said to be the forbidden state, invalid state, or the don't care condition. Okay. Now as we have designed the NOR SR latch, in the same way we can design the NAND SR latch. So in that case we have to take the two NAND gates. So first I am drawing the two circuit diagram of NAND SR latch. I am taking two NAND gates, NAND gate 1 and the NAND gate 2. Clear? Now one important trick that you have to keep in mind, whenever you are constructing NOR SR latch, you have to give R first and then N. But in the case of NAND SR latch, you have to give S first and then R. Clear? The output of the gate 1 is Q, gate 2 is Q bar. Feedback connection we are giving in the same way. Clear? So again, before understand the working of this flip-flop, this latch, SR latch, NAND SR latch, we have to keep in mind the truth table of the NAND gate. So it is very clear from here that if one of the input is 0, that output will always be 1. Clear? And when both the inputs are 1, output will be 0. So now we understand the working, the truth table, the working of this latch with the help of the truth table. Clear? So again, we will draw the truth table of NAND SR latch to understand the working. Again, we have to take the inputs, output, and the action of the latch. Clear? So again it has two inputs, S, R, output is Qn plus 1. Clear? Again four possible combinations, 0 0, 0 1, 1 0, 1 1. Clear? Now when both the inputs are 0, when these two inputs are 0, so what will happen? It is very clear from the truth table, if any of the input is 0, that output is always 1, irrespective of what the other input says. So if this is 0, whatever it will, the value it will be, the output is always as 1. Same here, if it is 0, any one of the input is 0, its output will always be 1. In that case, S is 0, R is 0, imposed the forbidden condition, because it violates the basic definition of flip-flop that output must be the complement of each other. So this condition is said to be the don't care condition or the forbidden state. Clear? Now the second input condition, S is 0, R is 1. S is 0, R is 1. So in that case, it is very clear from the truth table, if any of the input is 0, so if this is 0, the output will be 1. So this should be 1. If this one comes here, 1 1, condition will be 0. So S is equal to 0 and R equal to 1, which is Q output as 1. So this output as 1, and that state is said to be the, whenever the output comes 1, this state is said to be the set state. Now the third input condition is when S is 1, R is 0. When S is 1, when S is 1, R is 0. So we know that any of the input is 0, that output will be 1. If this is 0, irrespective of this value, its output will be 1. This one comes here, so both inputs are 1, this will be 0. So S is equal to 1, R equal to 0, switches the output as 0. And whenever the output comes to be 0, that state is said to be reset state. and the last condition 1 1. The last condition is when S is 1, R is 1. So this for this condition we have to assume the output. Let's say this time we are taking as, for example, we are taking Q as 1, already stored in the latch. So this one comes here, when both the inputs are 1, output is 0, and this 0 comes here, so 1 0, output is 1. So what we have assumed, you are getting the same value in the next cycle. So for this value, for this particular input condition, output will store the last state, or whatever Qn you are taking, you will get the same value in the next cycle. If you are assuming as 1, you are getting again the same value. So this is called the memory state or present state. So it is very clear from these two tables that the working of NAND SR latch is just opposite to the NOR SR latch. Thank you.